guys, I'm right here at the Essence of the Earth booth with Ryan.
Hey.
And Ryan, why don't you give us a tour of the place? And I want you to share with my viewers, there are 3 top herbs that you think everyone should grow. Oh, and if you guys are curious, I'll give you guys 3 bonus herbs that I think you should grow.
Hey, welcome on a tour to our Essence of the Earth gallery. The first herb I'd love to recommend is lemon balm. Why? Because she's ancient, she's beautiful, she's easy to grow with a high vibrational frequency. In fact, the second highest in the plant kingdom next to rose. Be sure you plant some lemon balm to enjoy that lemon balm tea.
So who can grow these? Anyone? Is it you treat it as an annual if you can't grow as perennials?
That's right, the old lemon balm will grow as a herb every year. She will even winter out and come back for you the next year.
You know, I've grown a variety that's called orange balm. That has a little bit of orange smell.
Oh, that's amazing.
But yeah.
It's still a lemon
But
balm
it's
at the
still
end of the
lemon.
day.
All right.
Come hear about my next favorite herb. It's probably gonna be the good old white sage. This old white sage is made in steam distilled into a hydrosol, an essential oil, also used as a fragrant incense.
Oh yeah, my white sage is flowering right now.
Wow.
Yeah.
We've got a ton of super rare and amazing, neat and unique things in this earth gallery. Here's a little mini still to just kind of show how we make essential oils. You know, there's a ton of nature's medicine all over in these old National Geographics focusing on things like sleep. How about the science of the brain? Or more important than anything else on the planet, next to you and I having a good time, is the water we drink.
Does anyone eat this at all? Or we use it for cleansing energy, and what else do you do with it?
So the white sage can be made and steeped into a tea, but it's most traditionally used as an incense for warding away some of those bad spirits.
And who can grow these? Like zones and such? Or can you treat it as a house plant if it's too cold, if you live somewhere too cold? Like in the winter?
Yeah, these plants will typically are grown in California, Mexico, southern Arizona. They're not supposed to be handled in the winters, but I've now grown this in northern Arizona for 8 and 9 years where they're handled in cold temperatures and learning to thrive.
Awesome.
Probably my next favorite herb
I would agree.
is the rosemary.
I would agree with that.
Great for the brain, great for the hair. Look at these beautiful blue flowers when we harvest the rosemary for the rosemary essential oil.
Can I smell that?
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to go in and smell this rosemary. Now, can you actually use essential oils and put a little drop it in your water and drink?
So many of our essential oils, such as lemon balm, rosemary, spearmint, peppermint, yes, they can be ingested the way you would ingest a tea, but very moderate amounts, whereas the oil is just so powerful.
Okay.
Smell that amazing
Whoa.
fragrance. The essence
Kapow.
right out of the earth.
Whoa, I
Want
got
one
2
drop
drops. I got
only.
2 drops.
And you got 2.
I got 2 drops.
It's going to be very powerful. Good for the brain
So
and
do you-
good for the hair.
Okay. Oh, and it's also mine. It looks like tea because there's a special mineral water that he just put in it.
Oh, this special mineral is an amazing, amazing mineral used as an ionic mineral for adding an extra hydrogen and an extra oxygen to the water. When the hydrogen and the oxygen are connected as a positive and a negative in chemistry, it makes the water buzz with ozone, giving your water a plasmic force that mimics even our blood.
Wow.
50% of our blood is plasma. Buzzing with ozone, hydrogen, and oxygen.
All right. Cheers. It smells like rosemary. Oh, it's really strong.
Rosemary water for Wendi.
I don't know if I could drink this.
Uh-oh, give it a shot. Tell me what you think.
Not bad. It tastes a little bit like
It's got a mentholy,
Menthol,
real
smoky,
deep pepperminty taste to it.
Um, I mean, it's rosemary. Like, why am I trying to break apart what rosemary smells like, you know? But the flavor though, the flavor is a bit like I guess
Like a liqueur.
like
Yeah,
liqueur.
sure could be.
Or some sort of a tea. Yeah. Have you ever tried it like this? Don't breathe when you, don't inhale when you take
Pretty
your sip.
powerful, isn't it?
Yeah, it tastes better, like easier on the mouth than this smell. Let's see. Oh, so that was your third choice? Rosemary.
Rosemary, great for the brain, super abundant.
Wow. And oh yeah. Now, do you know, Ryan, how good are these to transplant? Because I had a plant that was going so big. I tried to transplant, I dug it up.
Oh, you dug up a big rosemary, tried to transplant it. You'll be better off to take cuttings. Although the rosemary is super resilient, and a lot of times you can get them to live, if you dig them up really big, you're going to have less of a chance to get your rosemary to come back during transplant. So be sure you chop it way down, get a lot of the roots, keep it really wet, bury the whole thing, use the Royal Gold potting soil with a little bit of Royal Gold 555, and she will bounce right back for you.
Thanks for the tip. I should have asked before I moved mine.
You lost one, didn't you?
I lost one. It was very big. I cut it down quite a bit.
Okay.
But I dug and I did cut some roots, and I think the main root system was still intact. But yeah, it didn't make it.
That's hard to believe, Wendy, because you're a real green thumb. That much I know about you.
There, I spilled the secret. All right, I guess 3 bonus herbs that I think you should grow. Ryan already said that one because that was going to be my choice, was the rosemary. So lucky you, I'm still going to give you 3 bonus. Thyme, because it just goes with everything. I think almost most savory dishes, and there's also different varieties of thyme that you can grow. You know, ones are savory, some are more sweeter scented, like an orange tangelo one. In fact, I think there was a tangelo seed, right? Right there. Yeah. There's one that's like more citrusy. There's also one that has like a smell of like a rose, which I have. I also grow the other variety that smells a little bit like orange, but it's not tangelo. It's I don't know why I said tangelo. This is orange. Mine smells like orange Tic Tac. I don't know why I said Tic Tac, but yeah. So there's all kinds of, you know, different varieties of the same herbs. It was really cool. I know. The second one I think would be a agastache, one of my favorites. Hyssop, you know, and particularly I love that star anise, root beer kind of a scent. So I think it's called
Agastache. Yeah.
Agastache sunset.
Yeah.
Oh my God. And it has like beautiful coral looking flowers, like the colors like coral pink, orangey, peachy colors. Hummingbirds love them. They smell so good. They're great to dry for tea. You can make like a little, they're really great in salad. I can kind of like massage it like with a mortar and pesto and just grind it up with some olive oil and stuff. It makes like a really sweet, like floral kind of a dressing. I love that plant. And it's got like really wispy, like looking really light and airy when the wind blows at it. Like, I love that plant. It's also a perennial for me. It comes back stronger, you know, year after year. Yeah, so that's my second recommendation. My third one is, oh yes, can't forget about basil now. You can do pestos with it. You can do stir fries, throw them in there in your soups, your salads, different sauces. I love lemon basil. Also, the cardinal basil is another one of my favorites. It's kind of similar to me to like a Vietnamese or Thai basil, but stronger smelling. So I really like these 2.
Another variety I want to mention is the African blue basil. This one attracts so many bees. The flowers don't go to seed, so you don't have to deadhead them. The best part is I've seen this variety thrive in zone 9.
There you have it. I did say ask Ryan 3, but I just came up with 3 on my own. So I hope you guys enjoyed these 6 recommendations of herbs that I think you should be growing in your garden. Tell everybody where we're at, Ryan. What is
Right
this?
now we're at the Galway Downs in Temecula, California. and we're running around at these horse shows with these horse lovers, having the most amazing time. These horse lovers are almost like seed lovers. So we've really been connecting to a lot of gardeners out there in the horse world.
It was really exciting. My first time feeding horses. We got to do that. So
Oh,
I'll
that
show
was
you guys clips
fantastic.
of that. Yeah.
You want to feed the other ones?
Yeah. Hi.
This one is a little shy.
Oh, it's okay. Hi there. Hi. Ready? Hi. Whoa. They love it.
Check out this great, big, beautiful, giant lover. Yeah.
How would everyone be able to find you if they want to get your products? Where can they go?
You can check us out on the products page, of course, at rareseeds.com, but our featured products are found at theessenceoftheearthglobal.com.
Awesome. I'll leave the links and all the info.
Wendy, thanks for asking.
Oh, you're welcome. All right, Ryan, thank you so much, you guys, for making this part of the video, and I hope you guys had enjoyed those 6 herb recommendations. Oh,
3 from Wendy and
3
3 from me.
Yeah.
6 of the greatest herbs on the planet. Be sure you get your seeds from rareseeds.com, your tips and all your garden advice from Wendy Fan.
And if you want some essential oils, go check out Ryan. Put on his IG and info in the description box below. Let me know in the comments below, what are your 3 recommendations of herbs that you think we should be growing?
Go-to herbs in the garden.
If you enjoyed this video, like, share, and subscribe to this channel, and hit that bell notification button for updates, and I'll see you right back here in the next video. Thank you for having me, Ryan.
Woohoo! You know what I've got to do to that?
Oh! Oh, where's that white sage?